Hello everyone, I hope you people are doing fine. My name is Agier Simon and today in this video I'll be talking about chapter 1 matter. Matter, as you have already learned in your lower classes. Matter is anything which has mass and which occupies space. And these matters are made from very small particles. These particles are called as molecules. Now, between two molecules there is a force of attraction, and with this force they hold each other. Molecules are tightly packed, in some cases they are little loosely packed, and in some cases they are very loosely packed. So it depends on the state. If we talk about solid, the intermolecular forces, the attraction between them is very high, due to which the intermolecular space between them is very low. In case of liquid, the force of attraction between them is little low, therefore they have more space compared to solid. In case of gases, as you have already learned, they have least force of attraction between them, hence they have maximum amount of space between them. Alright, we are going to move further in the chapter. Let's start our chapter with kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter states that all matter consists of very small particles. These may be molecules, atoms, or ions. It also states that these particles are in constant motion. That means they are never stable. They keep on moving, they keep on vibrating. And this vibration is due to the energy which they have. The energy possessed by these particles is known as kinetic energy. And this kinetic energy increases with temperature. That means if the temperature goes high, the movement of these particles will be more vigorously. So we can say that this kinetic energy is dependent on the temperature also. The kinetic theory of matter also states that these particles have force between them, and this forces is known as interparticle forces or intermolecular forces. These forces are of two kinds: force of cohesion or force of adhesion, also called as cohesive force and adhesive force. Cohesive force, or the force of cohesion, is the force of attraction between the molecules of same substance. That means if we have same substance or if we have molecules of same substance, then the force between them is known as cohesive force. Force of adhesion or adhesive force is defined as the force of attraction between the molecules of different substances. That means if we have two different substances, or we have molecules of two different substances, and if they have force between them, then this force is known as adhesive force. Alright, these forces of attraction, if these forces of attraction are less, then the interparticle space or the intermolecular space will be large. And if this force is more, then the interparticle space or the intermolecular space will be less. Let's talk about states of matter. There are three states of matter in your course. I'm not saying there are three states of matter. I'm saying there are three states of matter in your course. They are solid, liquid, and gases. We'll talk about each one by one. Let's talk about solid. The interparticle space in solid is very less. Not many collisions happens. The particles do not deviate from their mean position. Also, there is very less space between the particles. So the sound travel fastest in case of solid. They are very good conductors of heat. Even the heat transmission is faster in solid, and it transmits the heat on a large area. Solid, they cannot be compressed. They can be compressed, but they cannot be compressed easily, and they expand slightly on heating. That means whenever heated, solid expands, but slightly. Liquids. In case of liquids, the interparticle space is more compared to solid. Therefore, the collision of the particles will be more because they are not compactly filled. So, the collision between the particles will be more. Even the particles deviate more from their mean position compared to solid. And as they have greater intermolecular distance between them, that means the space between the particles is more, therefore the transmission of sound will be slower. Even the conduction of heat will be less compared to solid in case of liquids. And liquids cannot be compressed easily, but when heated, liquid expands more compared to solids. Whenever there is a change of state, there is a heat energy involved or an energy is involved. That energy is known as latent heat. Okay? Again, I'm saying, if there is a change in state, for example, 100 degrees Celsius, water evaporates at 100 degrees Celsius. That means at 100 degrees Celsius, there is water also and there is vapor also. Alright, water vapor. But in this temperature, there is a change of state and there is a lot of energy which is required to change the state. This energy is called as latent heat. Latent heat is of two types. First, latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. We'll talk about each one by one. First, latent heat of fusion. Let us talk about application of latent heat. In our daily life, let's talk. First example, I'll give you two examples. First example, if I have a glass of water and if I ask I want to cool this water, how am I going to do this? I know you people will advise put some ice in it, correct? But how does this process work? See what happened when we put ice in the glass of water. These ice are going to absorb the heat of the water inside. Obviously the ice is going to melt, but when we drop the ice is going to absorb the heat of water. That is called as latent heat. Or let me take another example. Let's take example of summer days, when in summer we sweat, or if we do a lot of workout and then we sweat. Suddenly after some time we feel cool. How does it happen? See, whenever we do workout or in summer days, our body temperature is high, and when we sweat, the sweat absorbs this heat from our body and it vaporizes. When it takes the heat and vaporizes, it takes our heat and vaporizes. So the temperature of our body will be less compared to the previous, and thus will feel cool in summer or maybe after workout whenever you sweat. So these were the two examples of latent heat. Let us talk about some terms related to change of state. Let us start with vaporization. The phenomena of a liquid changing into gas at a particular temperature is known as vaporization. And the temperature at which liquid changes into gas is known as boiling point. For example, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. That means at 100 degrees Celsius, water will change into water vapor. The next is condensation. Condensation is a process of change of state of gas to liquid onto the reduction of temperature. That means when we reduce the temperature of a gas such that the gas turns to liquid, this process is known as condensation. And the temperature at which gas changes to liquid is known as condensation point. It is same as boiling point. Thus, this process is the reverse process of boiling. Melting, also called as fusion. Melting is the phenomena where a solid is changed into liquid at a particular temperature by absorption of heat or latent heat of fusion. And the temperature at which solid melts to liquid is called as melting point. For example, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Freezing, also called as solidification. This process is the reverse process of melting. Hence, in this process, liquid changes into solid when the temperature of a substance is reduced, and the temperature at which it takes place is known as freezing point, and this temperature is same as the melting point of a substance. Generally, solid changes to liquid and liquid changes to gas on increasing the temperature. For example, on increasing the temperature of ice at 0 degrees Celsius, it will melt to liquid, that is water. On increasing the temperature further, at 100 degrees Celsius, it will turn to water vapor, that is gas. And same thing will happen in the reverse process also. Gases on reducing the temperature will become liquids and then become solid. But there are some substances which changes directly into gaseous state from solid state. This process of directly changing from solid to gaseous state is known as sublimation, deposition, or desublimation. Desublimation is the reverse of the process of sublimation. That is, a gas directly changes to solid without going into the process of liquid. Alright, that's it from the chapter. I hope everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt or any query, I'll mention my email ID in the description box. You can just ask your doubts and query on mail, and I will try to give the answers as soon as possible. Okay, so all the best and wait for the next lecture to come up. Bye bye.